Hi, everybody, and welcome to Small Steps, Big Life. My name is Nathan Aswell, and today I'm speaking to Dustin Hogan. Dustin is someone who I met recently. I recently joined an episode of Toastmasters in the greater Vancouver area, Vancouver, BC. And Dustin is a fellow member, and I remember one of the first meetings I went to, someone else said, well, you should hook up with Dustin. It sounds like the two of you are on a similar path. So here we are. I wanted to have Dustin come on and share his story with us. So welcome, Dustin.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, Nathan. I'm super excited to be here and ready to chat with you a bit more. It's only been a couple conversations we've had at meetings, but looking to go deep today, my friend.
Yeah. So before we had this chat, you were kind enough to send me some info, and I did go to your website and look at that video of you doing the Michael Jackson moves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a throwback to 20 plus years ago in mom and dad's living room when my sister and I used to put on performances and just rock out and get lost in performance aspects of, you know, being a kid and not really thinking and just having a good time and connecting with music and dance and performance and putting on shows. My sister and I used to love doing that. So that's kind of a throwback to that time of life.
Now, I remember doing that too. I would stand in the what do you call it, the doorway between the hallway and the kitchen, and we would just sing, or we would do excerpts from the commercials of the day or whatever, just anything and everything to get a laugh or whatever. Is that same kind of thing you're talking about? You're describing?
Yeah, same kind of thing. I mean, my sister, she was big into theater and drama in high school, and so was I. But we just loved collaborating and creating these scenes at home. And even though it was just my parents sitting in the living room watching us, it felt like there was 1,000 people. I mean, we'd set up chairs so it would be like a theater. We'd give them fake tickets. We'd have an announcer. We'd sometimes have like flyers and stuff like that. And it was just a ton of fun. And there's even some old VHS home movies recorded when we used to do that, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool. So, and your sister's name is?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Is she older, younger?
She's younger. She's 3 years younger than I am. So.
Okay. So take us forward. What happened after that moment?
So that was 20 plus years ago. I'm 33 now. So, and I was 10 years old-ish. Lindsay and I would put on these performances, and I never really thought music or performance would be a part of my life beyond just doing something for fun and having a good time. But fast forward a few years into my, late teens, I got really interested in the whole DJ culture. And at the time we were living in Calgary, and I would go to big DJ shows, club events by the time I was old enough to go to nightclubs, and just seeing these DJs on stage in front of hundreds and thousands of people was super exciting to me and very motivating in a sense. And I remember being at one show and just standing in the crowd in a sea of people and thinking to myself, I want to do that. I want to be up on stage. But I had no idea how it was going to happen. I liked music growing up and loved music growing up, but I was never played any instruments, never really had a musical family besides just enjoying music. But then one day I just decided that DJing is something that I wanted to pursue. So checked on the old trusty eBay, found a set of DJ gear, purchased that and set it up in my parents' basement, and just started practicing super late, up till 3, 4 in the morning, just practicing my craft. But no real intention of wanting to do it as a job or a career or anything. It was just something fun.
So tell us, sorry to interrupt you. Tell us to practice being a DJ, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that have no idea what that means.
Definitely. Well, at the time, it's just learning how to match beats. So you've got two songs playing, and the intention as a DJ, or the goal with a DJ, is to create this seamless mix. So it's like one giant song that plays. So you have one song that finishes as the new song starting. So learning how to create songs, or match beats. So you've got one song playing at one tempo, you've got another song playing at another tempo, and with your ears, you have to listen to the differences and then sync them up. So for me, that was the hardest part of hearing one song in one ear, another song in the other ear over the speakers, and trying to match them up. So that when I say practicing, that's what I was doing, just time and again.
And so with the turntable, again, just for the benefit of those who have no idea, so with both turntables, you can speed up and slow down the speed of the original recording?
Exactly. So you've got a little tempo manipulator on the side of the turntables, and using your ears and using your feeling, just trying to sync up the tempo so both songs end up playing at the same tempo. And then once you've done that, you can sync them up and then have a nice smooth transition from one song to the next. So many days of pulling my hair out, not getting it right, and then finally learning that skill and taking it forward.
And so, okay, so there you are in your parents' basement working on your craft, and then finally you say, okay, I think I'm ready enough to do this in front of a crowd. Did you volunteer to do somewhere?
Well, it was actually, I got wind of a contest going on in Calgary. So it was the contest to become the opening DJ for this big famous dude named Armin van Buren, who's huge in the DJ scene. Anyway, I figured I was ready enough to at least to try and compete. So I joined the contest with no intention of winning or even placing, and I ended up placing second in the contest. So obviously it would have been cool to win, but placing second allowed me to introduce someone that would become my future mentor and is still a mentor of mine 15 years later. And with his help and guidance, started DJing in the local Calgary scene, moving my way up, getting a chance to play bigger and bigger shows. And that was kind of how things happened.
Now, the mentor was the person who came in first, I'm assuming.
No, he was actually the judge of the contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was judging the contest and then pulled me aside after and told me how well that I did and how he saw some potential and wanted to do some work with me. But at the time, I didn't know much about the scene or the business at all. And he kind of took me under his wing and guided me. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
And you're still in touch with him? Definitely.
Yeah. We still do a lot of work together. And I think it's at the point now where the student has hopefully become the peer, and we help each other a lot. I'll actually see him when I'm heading back to Calgary this weekend for the Christmas break.
Nice. So are you still doing DJ work?
Yeah, so I still DJ, but not as heavily in the nightclubs and that kind of thing. I've moved away from that. I mean, that lifestyle is good for the 20-something, but as I've gotten a bit older, moved away from that. So now I play a lot of more private events, like cool fashion shows or store openings, that kind of thing. So it's more setting the vibe of the space rather than trying to be the star up on stage and rocking out.
Right. So whenever I'm speaking to people, I'm always thinking of the 4 questions I like to ask in my talk, or the 4 themes I have. The first is, start from where you are. So usually there's some sort of turning point. And so to me, I interpreted you standing on that dance floor and being in front of all those, or in the middle of all those people, and saying, yeah, I want to be able to do this, as your turning point. And then my next step is, getting help. There are always people along the way who help us to realize the vision. So that judge being kind enough to take you aside after the contest and say, yeah, Dustin, I see something in you. I want to help you cultivate it. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so moving on. So then what happened in the journey? You're DJing and?
Yeah, so DJing in Calgary and loving every minute of it. But at that point, it was still a hobby. Even getting a chance to play in front of crowds of 1,000 or 2,000 people, still in the opening DJ position. So you're certainly not making enough money to make a career out of it. It's just a really cool hobby at that point. But there came a time right around 2010 where my day job, I was doing some landscaping, had a little landscaping business that I was running, which was good, making good income, enjoying myself, but kind of saying in the back of my mind, maybe it's time to take this music thing and actually pursue it and see if I can make something of it. Mm-hmm. So I remember there was one day, the summer of 2009, actually, where it was another one of those moments where I said, okay, if now's the time to make a decision to pursue music, I should make it now, because I'm certainly not getting any younger. So mentally, I made the choice that I was going to pursue music. I didn't know what that looked like or what that meant, but I knew I'd made a choice. So I started researching, and I came across some music schools, some music production schools, so I could actually learn how to make music instead of just performing it as a DJ. I wanted to start making it. So research schools, found a school here in BC, in New Westminster, and made the choice to come here. So it was about a year-long process of saving up enough money to go to school and kind of changing my life around. So I moved here December of 2010, took a 2-year music production program where I learned everything from music theory to music business to finding my own sound, and a little bit of performance stuff as well too. And I just dove in head first, and I graduated that program in 2012. And then luckily enough, I got a job as a teacher. So teaching DJing and music production, at a high school, a private high school in Kitsilano. And it was unbelievable to be earning an income, doing something that I loved. Like it was like a dream come true.
For those people who are listening or watching, Kitsilano is a neighborhood in the greater Vancouver area. A very nice neighborhood, I might add. So you're still doing that? You're still teaching? Is it high school kids that you're teaching? Yeah, so kind of like late junior high to high school. And I just stopped teaching there back in October. I've since taken another job doing some public speaking, which is kind of the next step in the process. Which is so in 2012 started teaching and continued teaching at the school up until like I said about a month ago, and then right around the start of 2012 is when I joined Toastmasters and started doing some public speaking. And then instantly getting up on stage doing speeches and talks, I recognized this parallel to being up on stage DJing, and the same kind of rush, the same kind of excitement, and the same kind of connection with the audience that I had when I was DJing. And same as music, I never really thought I'd make a career out of speaking, but it's slowly starting to happen, and it's been a lot of fun. And now I'm at the point where I'm combining some of the music performance DJ aspects with the inspirational kind of speaking, and creating these fun experiential talks for the audience. So say more about that. What do you mean by experiential talks?
So rather than just being up on stage and delivering a message, which is very important, delivering a message while performing. So in some of my talks, I'll create an actual kind of like recreate a nightclub during the talk, and I'll get everybody up dancing and bring the lights down and have lasers and glow sticks and all kinds of other crazy stuff right in the middle of the talk, and engaging the audience in a completely different way, and bringing a couple, my passion of speaking and DJing and connecting all into one performance rather than just a straight up talk. And I think of it as more of a performance where people are up and moving and listening and feeling. So it's a ton of fun.
Nice. Well, I think that's the reason, coming back to something I said earlier, I guess that's the reason why people wanted you and I to connect, because like you, I don't just speak, I speak and I perform music as well. And so, they thought, wow, those are two guys that need to get together and share stories. So
exactly.
Tell me more about what your message is.
So my message is all based around this concept of being a disciplined dreamer. So being a disciplined dreamer in your life just means that it's one thing to have goals and dreams and hopes, but it's another thing altogether to actually put in the work and make it happen. And having that discipline of, getting up every day and putting in the reps, so to speak, for people that are writing a book, of sitting up every day and writing, for those of us that want to be speakers, of actually getting out and practicing speaking and having that discipline to make our dreams a reality and to make our hopes and goals a reality. So for me, that's kind of a concept that's naturally resonated with me throughout my life. I certainly wasn't able to put kind of a term to it, but it's just been in the last 6 months that a good friend of mine said, you know what, I think you're pursuing dreams with discipline. So he said that, and it really resonated with me. So I've been building this concept of becoming the disciplined dreamer of your life ever since, and excited where it's going to take me and take others in the next year, 2 years, 10 years.
Nice. So who do you envision as, this phrase haunts me, and perhaps you're more at peace with it, but who do you see as your target market, or who would you most like to serve with your talk? Let me put it that way.
Well, at this point in my life, in my career, I think it's people that are similar to me. And that doesn't necessarily mean similar to me in an age, but similar to me in a mindset of people that are focused on what they want and are hardworking towards what they want, but maybe just need someone to be their accountability partner, or someone else to give them a kick in the pants, or someone else to be their mentor, the same way that the DJ mentor saw something in me and saw my drive, but didn't do the work for me, said, okay, here's a path. I will support you in whatever way you need, but I'm not going to do the work for you. You need to do the work for yourself. So those are the kinds of people that I think I've been attracting to me, and I've been attracted to. Those that are motivated and inspired, but need someone else to kind of say, okay, let's do this, but let's do this together.
Right. I'm thinking that now would be a good time to get Terry to come in and see what she wants to share. So Terry, please join us. Just come on in and I will give you the okay, and you can be a part of the conversation. So you are, as you were saying, Terry is part of our Toastmasters program. Can you tell me a little bit more about Terry, Dustin?
You know what? I'm still learning about Terry myself. We've probably developed more of a connection on social media, on Facebook. She's super active on social media. She's got a very successful podcast called The Empowered Life. Wow. I think it's top 10 in her category, something along those lines. And fantastic speaker, and just a great human being, and somebody that has got her brand and her identity locked down. She knows what she's into, and she knows how to spread the word.
Wow. Sounds like something I should have on this show.
Totally. I think she'd be a great person to have on the show. All
right. Well, she's not coming on, so I don't know if she's still with us or not. So, oh well.
No worries.
Let's see. How should we carry on? So I don't know if you've answered this quite yet. So what's next? Let's put it this way. How do you envision the next year to 5 years? Where would you like to go? How would you like to expand?
So for me, there's a big desire to really move into the event side of things and developing my product catalog, so to speak. So like many of us, I've got a book kind of in the works. Just need to put in a bit more work, a bit more discipline to hammer out some chapters. I've got an event coming up on Saturday, February 27th called the Dreamers Intensive. So that'll be a full day event where I'm developing the curriculum, and I'll be leading the workshop or the event. And it's going to take that video that's on my website that you saw to the next level. So it will be part experiential, educational, entertainment, kind of everything that I've done from a speaking standpoint, and just drawing it out to a full day event. So really looking forward to that. And I've got a couple other talks kind of in the works right now. Nothing yet that I can kind of announce, but just taking small steps towards my goals. It was interesting. I spoke at an event a couple weeks ago called Soul Talks. And a good friend of mine, Iman, he spoke talking about his life story. And one of the things that he said in his speech or his talk that really resonated with me is that we overestimate what we can get done in a year, and we underestimate what we can get done in 10 years. And it really, really made me think of just kind of my path and how I've done that so many times, and thinking that just in a year I can accomplish so much. And then thinking in a longer term, in a 5 or a 10 year, not thinking or realizing that we can accomplish as much as we actually can. So that really, really resonated me of resonated with me, of having that long-term view, of thinking of it as a marathon, not necessarily a sprint.
Right,
and excited about what's coming in the next 5, 10, 20 years.
Speaking within Canada, speaking within North America, speaking worldwide, let's cast the net wide here. Where would you like to go?
Yeah, I would love to speak all over the world, anywhere that people are open to my ideas, and I think there's people that we can help and guide all over the planet. So I'm super stoked to go on a world tour at some point.
Cool. So the third question I like to talk about or the third topic I talk about in my talk is persisting. So what is it that and I think this is kind of self-evident, but who knows, maybe there'll be a few things there that you would like to add to it. What makes you persist on this path? What keeps you going in this direction?
I think it's just this internal level of wanting to bring my goals and aspirations to reality. And I think we all have the opportunity to create our lives and create on a daily basis, and just seeing that through. I was certainly of the mentality of trying to achieve so much within a small time frame, within that year time frame. If it couldn't happen in 3 weeks or 3 months or a year, to me it didn't seem like it was a reality. But finally getting that mindset of if we just stick with something, eventually it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen exactly how we have it in our minds, something else will create, something else will manifest that's even more in line with who we are. And for me, like, I moved to Vancouver in 2010 to pursue music, and I'm still doing music, but it's shifted into something that's so much deeper than that original goal or that original dream that I had, simply because I made the choice to just persist and to stick with something. Yeah. And it's interesting too. I've been in Toastmasters now for 3-4 years, and seeing people that stick with it and seeing their growth is very inspirational. And even just seeing it in myself, of continuously putting in that effort for the last 4 years and seeing how it's benefited me, not just in speaking, but in so many other areas of my life, from a confidence standpoint, just communication as a whole. So sticking with something and being resilient through those times and those moments when it just feels like we want to give up. It's very interesting to see where persistence can take us if we just keep persisting.
Yeah. Please talk a little bit more about your Toastmasters experience. How many clubs? Clubs. How many clubs do you belong to, or have you belonged to? Are you a part of several at this moment, besides the Just Pros that we're both in?
Yes, so I'm a member of 3 clubs. My home club is the Vancouver Entrepreneurs Toastmasters Club. Mm-hmm. So just like its name, most people there are either an entrepreneur, they're an entrepreneur at heart, or they want to be a future entrepreneur. So this is where I got my start in the Toastmasters journey, and it's been exceptional. Every Wednesday we meet, and it's super motivating. People are excited and moving in different paths, but we're all kind of simultaneously lifting each other up because we're very motivated. Mm-hmm. And then the second club I joined was Just Pros, the same club as you're at. Yeah. And this is a very unique club as well. We meet every second Saturday at the Justice Institute here in New Westminster, mm-hmm. on a beautiful, huge stage and some amazing speakers, and the opportunity to deliver longer speeches. The typical Toastmaster speech is about 5 to 7 minutes. But if you do a short speech like that at Just Pros, you're getting heckled. They want us to practice longer 20, 30-minute speeches, which is very cool. Yeah. And then the third club that I've been a member of for about 6 months is called Competitive Speakers Vancouver. And the entire purpose of that club is to practice Toastmaster-style competition speeches. So every year Toastmasters has 4 competitions. One is the international contest, one is the evaluation contest, table topics, and then
storytelling?
Like humorous style speeches. So each meeting, we only meet once a month, and anytime you give a speech there, you're practicing to be a competitive Toastmaster speaker. So they all offer something a little bit different. They all offer different networking opportunities, and it's a ton of fun. It has been one of the biggest motivators from a self-developmental standpoint that I've ever experienced in my life. And I praise the whole community. It's amazing.
That's great. The last of the 4 steps in my talk is about being grateful for the process. Even things that we see as being steps backward or sideways ultimately end up being things that move us forward in deeper ways than just, moving straight ahead unimpeded would. What are some of the things you're grateful for?
Definitely the support system that I have around me. My parents, start with them. They've been hugely supportive from day one, to the point where they've come to so many of my DJ shows, like late at night. My mom's the first one on the dance floor, kind of rocking out, which is just super cool and awesome. And my friends have always loved that. Huh. And then, to my sister, she's been amazing throughout everything. And then my close friends have always supported me. And of course, my amazing, beautiful girlfriend, Alyssa, who has been there from day one and supporting everything from my DJing to speaking to moving here to Vancouver, and just being my partner in crime when it comes to everything, and excited about where things are moving for us, and cool to see where her journey is taking her as well too. She just moved to Vancouver from Calgary just over a year ago. So we did long distance for almost 4 years, which was challenging in itself, but created a lot of growth and a lot of trust and a lot of communication. And it's cool to see, like I said, where her journey is taking her as well. So grateful for all of that, and grateful for the experiences, getting the chance to meet a guy like you and other people through Toastmasters and through the other experiences that life has to offer. It's really neat what happens when you take a leap and move forward.
Yeah, well said. Well, how can people find out more about you, good sir? There's your website, of course, DustinHogan.com, right?
Yeah, that's probably the best way. That links to all my social media as well too, on Facebook, facebook.com/I am Dustin Hogan, and then the same thing for Twitter, I am Dustin Hogan, and on Instagram, I am Dustin Hogan. So pretty easy to connect with me, and I love chatting with people just about life and growth and self-development and speaking and music, everything in between.
Oh man. Tell people how they can find out more about your event on February 27th. It'll be in Vancouver, the Vancouver area, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so it's in New Westminster at the Key Hotel on Saturday, February 27th. Okay. And it's a full day event from 10 until about 5 or 6. Still trying to figure out the end time. Mm-hmm. But they can find out more details on my website, dustinhogan.com, or on Pick a Tick, /the Dreamers Intensive. And if they go to my website, they can link directly to purchase tickets. And if they put in the code VIP Dreamer, all uppercase, VIP Dreamer, okay, you can get $20 off tickets. So super excited for that. It's going to be a packed house and ready to rock out and just have a fun day. And it'll be nice because it's after the holidays and just at the start of 2016. So hopefully people that have New Year's resolutions and want to take charge of 2016, this will be a great way to get started.
Nice. So the link to Pick a Tick is on your site? Yeah.
So if they go to dustinhogan.com, under the events section, there'll be a link directly right there they can click on. Super, super easy.
Cool. And cost of the event?
So regular price is $99, mm-hmm, but if they enter that code VIP Dreamer, they'll get $20 off, so $79.
Fantastic. And let's help you envision the kind of day you want. How many people would you like to be there?
So the room will fit 120 people, so I want 119. One extra for me to have space to move around.
You're going to say 219.
219. No. Yeah, it'll be good. And then, as I move forward, there'll be bigger events and different types of events. But this is a good way to get fired up for the new year.
Cool, man. Sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, gee, I feel complete. Is there anything else that you would like to say or share or?
No, I think I'm good. I just want to say that you've been a huge inspiration, and it's cool to see that you're out there making stuff happen and making your dreams and goals a reality. And it's inspiring, even though I maybe have only got to see you in person a couple times just at our meetings. Just from a virtual standpoint, you've been a huge motivator and a mentor in a sense, to see you're out there kind of just conquering stuff and making it happen. So I just want to say thanks to you, my friend. It's been cool getting to know you, and I know we'll continue to do that as we move forward and then in the years to come.
Well, let me just plant a seed while people are watching and say that, I have a fun thought of somewhere down the line, you and I doing something, turntables and you playing, and
Yeah.
a mashup.
That's right, a remix.
So yeah, just plant that seed and see where it goes. But yeah,
I'm down for sure.
cool. All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Small Steps, Big Life, and today we have been speaking to Dustin Hogan, who is a DJ and, much more than a DJ now, a speaker and someone who teaches people sound and sound production, and he's in the Greater Vancouver area. And by golly, he's as talented as he is handsome. So
thanks,
please visit his site, dustinhogan.com, DustinHogan.com. And in particular, I would encourage you to check out Dustin's event, which is coming up on February 27th. It's going to be happening at the theater in New West, and all the details are on his site. The ticket price is $99, but if you put in a special VIP code, a code which is VIP Dreamer, you can get $20 off. So tell all your friends, I would like to have that room be filled for Dustin. He needs 120 people. Or
119.
What are the two?
Awesome.
Anyway.
Well, thank you.
My great pleasure, Dustin. So as I tell folks, I will have a link of this show for you within the hour, and then you can put it on your site, and I hope that it serves you well. And I'm glad that this will live, and I will put it on my site and on my YouTube channel as well, so people will have a chance to enjoy this at times we don't even know yet. So who knows? You could be hearing from someone 5 years from now going, "Hey, you're that Dustin Hogan guy that spoke."
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely, they will. Of course, they won't be able to afford you that.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, thanks, buddy.
You're very welcome, sir. Have a wonderful Christmas.
You too. Take care.
Thanks, Dustin. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.